Hey guys, my name is Simitar and welcome to another episode of Best Skyrim Build series. For those who are new here, these are modded builds based on the most variative and flexible perk overhaul, Ordinator. It is also available for Original Skyrim, Special Edition PC and Xbox One, so another benefit of all my builds is that you will be able to play with them on any platform or game version. Hammer. It was your best friend for the early childhood. You made your first sword in the age of 6, and your first set of armor in the age of 8. The forge became your second home, its flames became your friends. Blacksmith's hammer became a continuation of your own hand. You don't trust magic or mercenaries when it comes to protection. You trust only in unbreakable steel of your armor and in the fire bullets of your Dwemer cannons. You studied secrets of Dwemer technologies, and you are now the last and only Dwemer Cannoneer. Dwemer Cannoneer is the heavy armored build, half warrior, half engineer. It is pretty unique, because it is a build that is focused on smithing. Yes, I'm not joking, a fully functional and deadly smithing build. There is nothing impossible with Ordinator. Basically, it is a tank build, specializing in heavy armor, one-handed weapons and shields. It is very resilient even without its most interesting part, and easy to play. But when you will need to have some ranged fire and maybe some fun in combat at the same time, then you will set on your Dwemer cannons that will fire a rain of bullets on your enemies, severely reducing the amount of enemies that will reach you or giving you an ability to easily make a fort siege without even entering it. You will be very beefy and absolutely undamageable for the most of enemies and will easily take hits even from the most tough enemies like Drogo Deathlords, Bandit Chiefs and Dragons. Also note that I am playing with huge amount of enemy mods and my game is very hard, so in more average mod setup you will be simply the unkillable stone for your enemies. So it is even recommended to have some enemy mods too for having a challenging game. In the next few minutes I will show you which race and standing stone ability to choose and how to distribute attributes and perks to make this build. Let's go! I also strongly recommend you to install 3 more mods from the same author. Imperious improves racial abilities, Aurora improves standing stone abilities, and the Summer Mist balances all vanilla enchantments and adding dozens of new cool enchantments. These mods are optional, so it is possible to play this build without them. But to have this build, as well as any of my other builds, shine like a diamond, install these mods too for the perfect result. Recommended race: Orc. With Imperious mod, Orcs have immersive passive ability useful for blacksmith build. Their enchantments are 15% weaker, but armors and weapons are 15% stronger in return. They also have passive berserk ability and absolutely fun and very useful earthquake ability. Once per combat, when you jump, you knock down all enemies around you, giving you time to heal or kill them. Recommended standing stone: Lord. With Aurora mod, Lordstone has 2 abilities, passive and active. Passive ability is giving you 30% bonus damage when you are above half health and 30% decreased damage when you are below half health. But the truth is, with this build you will almost never drop down below half health, so for you that will actually mean almost permanent 30% damage bonus. Active ability is called Kneel or Be Knelt. Once per day, it slams all nearby enemies into the ground, knocking them down and dealing 15 magic damage per second for 10 seconds. As you have already guessed, this ability has a great synergy with Earthquake ratio and will save you in hard situations where there will be too many stone enemies around you. Attributes: Health and Stamina. It is recommended to invest attributes in 3:2 ratio. That will keep a good balance between survival ability and combat abilities. You will need decent amount of stamina for having fun with a running shield wall. For example, per 25 levels, you can spend 10 level ups in stamina and 15 level ups in health. Now the perks. You will have 5 main perk trees: Smithing, One-handed, Heavy Armor, Block and Enchanting. Smithing is your primary perk tree and key to your build flavor. We will learn absolutely each perk in smithing tree for the perfect result. Left branch is nothing special, it is all about possible levels of items crafting. Right branch is the first unique part of the build. Everything here is about pushing your smithing skill far beyond imagination. First of all, you will be able to upgrade one workbench on the greenstone, I would say choose the workbench, to advanced level. On this workbench, you are able to improve items beyond legendary. Advanced workshop gives you different bonuses: recycling of smithing materials, additional weapons damage due to sharpening, smithing specialization. There you can choose items type, weapons or armor, and weapons of that type or armor can be improved 20% more better. Iron lore gives you bonus damage to chosen armor type if you chosen armor specialization, and reduced weapon damage if you have chosen weapon specialization. Enough? Of course not. To improve items even further, you can spend the Dragon Soul each time you start to work to improve items for one more additional tier during this session. The Master perk is an amazing passive ability that gives you 15 bonus to damage and critical damage and 15 additional damage reduction each time you work in Smithy for the next 30 minutes. Now goes the most interesting part, Dwemer autocannons. With fully learned autocannon branch, you will be able to place 2 Dwemer autocannons simultaneously that will fire in a parallel to your crosshair for 60 seconds, dealing 40% of your smithing skill as damage. The rest of perks greatly improves cannons, giving you remote control ability, electromagnetic blast each 5th shot that deals 240% of your smithing skill damage, and gradually increasing autocannon's firing speed, 2% per each shot, up to 200% speed. One-handed. This is your melee combat damage output and also your weapon specialization. Ordinator greatly improves one-handed perks, it is noticeable even from the first one. It now not only increases weapon damage, but also increases critical damage for 2% per level of one-handed. Main choice here is about weapon specialization, axe, hammer or sword. I have chosen sword, because besides many other improvements, sword attacks also reducing enemy attack damage, which is giving good synergy with tank build in overall. But this choice is up to you, of course. Sword specialization also increases power attack damage, gives bleeding effect to forward power attacks, your sideways power attacks now flings targets backwards up to 6 feet, dealing up to 40% more damage based on that distance. Repeating power attacks, dealing more and more damage with knockback chance. It also restores your stamina when you kill an enemy, and the Master perk is giving you 1% bonus damage per each won battle with 4 or more humanoids, up to 20% bonus passive damage. The rest of perks give you power attacks damage bonus depending on your stamina, increasing power attack damage to target with high health, reducing stamina cost of power attacks, giving bonus damage and no stamina cost to each knight's attack, and increasing attack speed after that blow. Heavy and light armor perk trees are now finally really different from each other, making sense to invest in them depending on your playing style. Heavy armor is now giving you not only insane defense bonuses, but also some very unique combat bonuses and even allied troops bonuses. As with any Ordinator improvements, you can see logical upgrades in literally each perk. For example, basic perk is now not only giving you bonus armor, but also giving you heavy armor experience not only when you are taking damage, but when you are wearing the armor and moving in it, but of course at much lower rate. And that's really logical. Some vanilla perks that were already balanced remain unchanged, but there are tons of new bonuses as well. If you are wearing heavy armor, you receive damage deflection that is also increasing your weapon damage, reduced damage taken from power attacks, chance to ignore stagger, some small percentage of magic resistance based on your heavy armor skill, reduced damage taken when below 15% of health, reduced damage taken from enemies with low stamina, immunity to basic weapon perks. If wearing all heavy armor, you can look so scary to your enemies, so you can even reduce their damage or even turn them back in fear if you're slowly moving but not running towards them. That is just a great roleplay aspect. The Master Heavy Armor perk is now all about heavy armor. Your armor is so strong and solid that melee attackers can sometimes feel themselves like striking a solid rock, staggering them and potentially knocking them to the ground. Block perk tree is giving you even more defense and resilience as well as additional combat tricks to outplay your enemies. Some basic perks here remain unchanged too. Ordinator improves and balances arrows and magic damage reduction, gives you additional 25% damage reduction from all sides when your shield is raised. It also gives huge bonus to power bashing, making it a terrific weapon when your stamina is high, giving you chance to knock back attacker too. The most important and unique part of Ordinator's block tree is timed block branch. But in this build we will not upgrade it completely, just take the basic perk, because we will use block mostly for staggering the enemies around us and for just additional resistances in overall. Enchanting will be a support and survival perk tree for us. We will max some of its branches for two reasons. As our race is orc, self-made enchantments will be a bit weaker for us, so we need to power them up. Winter Mist enchantment mod contains several very useful enchantments for our build, and the basic enchanting branch itself is much more powerful than in vanilla. The branch we will rise up gives us better enchantment values, ability to enchant items beyond the maximum value, gives bonuses to armor, weapon and javelin enchantments, an ability to improve Arcane Enchanter to enchant items with additional 25% bonus, and the Master perk allows us to once per game place 3 enchantments on one item, and each of them will be 25% stronger. What enchantments to place on your items, it is of course a matter of taste. But just in case, in the next few seconds I'm showing you the basic enchantments that will fit great Dwemer Cannoneer build, greatly increasing our resilience and health restoration abilities. So, what do we have in the end? Dwemer Cannoneer is insanely resilient tank build that is almost immortal even when fighting 20 enemies at once. Unbelievably high smithing skill also allows you to roleplay as a character, because with such high items improvements, you will easily reach armor cap even in Dwemer armor, and without any potion exploits. And when you will need a ranged fire, your Dwemer autocannons will assist you with hurricane of fire and lightning blasts, shooting most of regular enemies like flies. Thank you for watching, people, and I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to enable channel notifications to not miss the new episodes, and stay tuned. Scimitar Gaming here, signing out.